Start of this project Gutenberg ebook More Peers Verses. Produced by Chris Kernow, Joseph Cooper, Greg Bergquist, some images courtesy of the Internet Archive, and the online distributed proofreading team at http://www.pgdp.net. More Peers Verses by H. Belloc. Pictures by BTB. London. Duckworth & Co. Printed in Great Britain at the Mayflower Press, Plymouth. William Brindon, &Son Limited. Contents. Page. I. Edward, 1st Earl of Roehampton, in the county of Surrey, deceased 5. I. Archibald, 15th Baron Calvin of Peebles, in North Britain 11. I. Henry de la Tour Albert St. John Chase, commonly known as Lord Henry Chase 12. I.V. Thomas, 2nd Baron Haygate of Bayswater, in the county of London 15. V. Percy, 1st Earl of Epsom, in the county of Surrey 16. V. Arthur Weeks, commonly known as Lord Finchley, eldest son and heir of Charles, 1st Baron Hendon 22. V. Ali Baba, 1st and last Baron Ali Baba of Salonika 24. V. George Punter, commonly known as Lord Hippo, eldest son and heir of Peter, 6th Earl of Potamus 27. Baron Uncle Tom of Marfontein, in the Bretagne overseas 36. William, 8th Earl Lucky, subsequently 5th Duke of Bradford 39. I. Christopher, 6th Baron Kenton 45. XII Alcibiades, 3rd Baron Abbot of Brackley, in Southamptonshire 47. Lord Roehampton. During a late election Lord Roehampton strained a vocal cord from shouting very loud and high to lots and lots of people why the budget in his own opinion should not be allowed to win. He sought a specialist, who said, "You have a swelling in the head. Your larynx is a thought, relaxed and you are greatly overtaxed." "I am indeed. On every side." The Earl for such he was replied, in hoarse excitement. "Oh, my lord, you jeopardize your vocal cord," broke in the worthy specialist. "Come, here's the treatment. I insist. To bed. To bed. And do not speak a single word till Wednesday week, when I will come and set you free if you are cured, and take my fee." On Wednesday week the doctor hires a brand new car, with brand new tires, and brand new chauffeur all complete, for visiting South Audley Street. But what is this? No Union Jack floats on the stables, at the back. No toffs escorting ladies fair, perambulate the gay parterre. A scutcheon hanging lozenge-wise, and draped in crape apples his eyes, upon the mansion's ample door, to which he wades through. Heaps of straw, and which a butler. This is the first and only time that I have used this sort of rhyme. Drowned in tears, on opening but confirms his fears. Oh, sir, prepare to hear the worst. Last night my kind old master burst. And what is more, I doubt if he has left enough to pay your fee. The budget. With a dreadful oath, the specialist, denouncing both the budget and the House of Lords, buzzed angrily Bayswaterwards. And ever since, as I am told, gets it beforehand, and in gold. Lord Calvin thought the bishops should not sit as peers of Parliament, and argued it, in spite of which for years and years and years they went on sitting with their fellow peers. Lord Henry Chase. What happened to Lord Henry Chase? He got into a libel case. The Daily Howl had said that he, but could not prove it perfectly to judge or jury's satisfaction. His lordship therefore won the action, but as the damages were small, he gave them to a hospital. Lord Haygate had a troubled face. His furniture was commonplace, the sort of peer who well might pass for someone of the middle class. I do not think you want to hear about this unimportant peer, so let us leave him to discourse about Lord Epsom and his horse. Lord Epsom. A horse. Lord Epsom did bestride with mastery and quiet pride. He dug his spurs into its hide. The horse, discerning it, was pricked incontinently, bucked and kicked, a thing that no one could predict. Lord Epsom clearly understood the high-bred creature's nervous mood, as only such a horseman could. Dismounting, he was heard to say that it was kinder to delay his pleasure to a future day. He had the hunter led away. Lord Finchley. Lord Finchley tried to mend the electric light himself. It struck him dead. And serve him right. It is the business of the wealthy man to give employment to the artisan. Lord Ali Baba. Lord Ali Baba was a Turk who hated every kind of work and would repose for hours at ease with hours seated on his knees. A happy life until one day Mosu Alphonse Effendi Bey, a younger Turk, the very cream and essence of the new regime, dispelled this oriental dream by granting him a place at court, high coffee grinder to the port, unpaid, in which exalted post his lordship yielded up the ghost. Lord Hippo suffered fearful loss by putting money on a horse, which he believed, if it were pressed, would run far faster than the rest. For someone who was in the know had confidently told him so. But, on the morning of the race, it only took the 7th place. Picture the Viscount's great surprise. He scarcely could believe his eyes. He sought the individual who had laid him odds at 9-2, suggesting as a useful tip that they should enter partnership and put to joint account the debt arising from his foolish bet. But when the bookie, oh, my word, I only wish you could have heard the way he roared. He did not think, and hoped that they might strike him pink. Lord Hippo simply turned and ran from this infuriated man. Despairing, maddened, and distraught, he utterly collapsed and sought his sire, the Earl of Potamus, and brokenly addressed him thus: "Dread sire, today, at Ascot, I." His genial parent made reply: Come, don't look so glum. Trust your papa and name the sum." "What, 1,500,000? However, stiffen up, you wreck. Boys will be boys, so here's the check." Lord Hippo, feeling deeply well, more grateful than he cared to tell, punted the lot on Little Nell and got a telegram at dinner to say that he had backed the winner, Lord Uncle Tom. Lord Uncle Tom was different from what other nobles are, for they are yellow or pink, I think, but he was black as tar. He had his father's debonair and rather easy pride, but his complexion and his hair were from the mother's side. He often mingled in debate and latterly displayed experience of peculiar weight upon the cocoa trade. But now he speaks no more. The bill which he could not abide, it preyed upon his mind until he sickened, paled, and died. Lord Lucky, by a curious fluke, became a most important duke, from living in a vile hotel a long way east of Camberwell. He rose, in less than half an hour, to riches, dignity, and power. It happened in the following way. The real Duke went out one day to shoot with several people, one of whom had never used a gun. This gentleman, a Mr. Meyer, of Rabley Abbey, Rutlandshire, as he was scrambling through the brake, discharged his weapon by mistake and plugged about an ounce of lead piff-bang into his Grace's head, who naturally fell down dead. His heir, Lord Ugly, roared, "You brute! Take that to teach you how to shoot." Whereat he volleyed left and right, but being somewhat short of sight, his right-hand barrel only got the second heir, Lord Podalaplot. The while the left-hand charge or choke accounted for another Belloc, who stood with an astounded air, bewildered by the whole affair, and was the third remaining heir. After the execution, which is something rare among the rich, Lord Lucky, while of course he needed some help to prove their claim, succeeded. But after his succession, though all this was over years ago, he only once indulged the whim of asking Meyer to lunch with him. Lord Kenton. The reason that the present Lord Kenton succeeded lately to his brother John was that his brother John, the elder son, died rather suddenly at 41. The insolence of an Italian guide appears to be the reason that he died. Lord Abbot. Lord Abbot's coronet was far too small, so small that as he sauntered down Whitehall, even the youthful proletariat, who probably mistook it for a hat, remarked on its exiguous extent. Here is a picture of the incident. End of the Project Gutenberg, a book of more Peers verses by Hilaire Belloc. End of this Project Gutenberg, a book more Peers verses.